Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, start trading Forex indices and commodities with up to 800k of Blue Guardian's capital risk-free. Just pay a small one-time fee to take the challenge, hit a profit target and get funded. Then keep up to 90% of your profits and enjoy fast weekly payouts. Now for futures traders, Blue Guardian Futures offers up to 450k in funding with 100% profit on your first 15k. With low targets, no activation fees and unlimited resets, it's one of the best deals in the industry. Visit blueguardian.com or blueguardianfutures.com to start trading today and grab their limited time discount code.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It is Brinks Trades coming to you live with another week of breakdowns for the Trading Up podcast. I'm gonna go ahead and get this banner situation figured out, right? Because this is not what I thought was gonna happen. Boom, let me try this. Bow, there you go. All right, so what's going on, guys? AKA Brinks Trades, Blake, the resident indices analyst for the Trading Up podcast. Every week I come on here and do breakdowns for your favorite currency pairs, your indices, and you guys know I've been doing this for a little over a year and a half now. So it's been really cool to come on here and just kind of be a part of a podcast that I used to watch a lot when I was looking for inspiration as a trader. So shout out to Cam, shout out to the whole Trading Nut staff for kind of putting that on. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into the breakdowns. So again, you guys know that I love kind of seeing where people are calling in from. We got about 14 people on the call so far. So guys, log in and watch and drop a comment about where you're tuning in from. While we're doing that, let's go ahead and get the screen shared and let's go ahead and get into these breakdowns. So I say this every week, but y'all know that I look at the US dollar to see where everything is at. And then if I do the breakdowns to basically see where we think dollar's going to go, and then once we understand where dollar's going, we're going to be able to get a better understanding for the rest of the indices. So as you guys can see here, start with dollar. Let's get rid of some of the stuff on the screen too. So when it comes to dollar, we ended up getting a counter trend week last week on dollar. And so again, if you guys are trading these can be really tricky because obviously our bias is going to be bearish, right? We're in a bearish market, but just because we're a bearish market doesn't mean we can have weeks where there are bullishness in them, right? And so that's one of the things that we got to watch out for. And so last week, what we did is we pretty much ran our targets early. And one thing I said to my mentorship group, and I say this all the time, is that when we hit our targets, it doesn't matter what the target is, and we start to see the market reverse away from that, we need to get flat. And anytime you get a target hit, you need to take a step back from the market and say, okay, cool. Is this the level that the market's going to reverse on, or is this a level that this market's going to continue to push through, right? And the only way you really know that is by, kind of letting the market breathe. So coming out last week on dollar, what we wanted to see here was the market really trade back up into this range and then go lower. And really what we did is we ended up getting a straight drop down to this level here. And so again, there's going to be weeks like this, but when the market comes out and runs these lows first, usually what you see is the market spend the rest of the week trading away from that. So I knew that this week was probably going to be a little bit of a tricky week. And so I wanted to see, again, dollar potentially reverse away from this in the short term, but obviously we're still bearish overall. So what do we want to see this week? I want to see the market run up and take this low and then go lower, right? Again, we're still in a bearish market. I think that we, best case scenario, we run this old high here, which is sitting underneath, all this area of interest that we originally called out. So let's see if the market can do that, then run away. Um, let's see. Then what's the next thing we want to see here? So we want to see the market again retest these lows, and then really, if you look here, if we zoom back up to the daily time frame, we can see that the market on dollar stopped just shy of taking out these relative equal lows. So that's just another area of interest, a stronger area of interest that we're going to probably come back here. So ideally, I want to see the market trade back up into this range, find some level of rejection, and then continue to go low on dollar. So if that's the case on dollar, then we're probably going to be bullish on dollar. If we're going to be, I'm sorry, bearish on dollar, we're probably going to be bullish on the other currencies. So let's see what happened on euro. So same idea happened on euro, right? So we ended up getting the market taking out our level for last week, which was we wanted to see the market at least trade up to this old high, right? And we called this out last week, and we ran this high and then rejected and spent the rest of the week trading away kind of in this range. So if we go to the 4 hour, we can see that pretty much play out where we had this consolidation, manipulated up, and then distributed back down for the week for pretty much no change on the week. You can see here that we did have a slight bearishness from where we opened up, but the grand picture, the grand scheme of things, all we did was run this old high right here and then retrace back into the range. Now I'm still very much bullish on this. But what's catching my eye right here is this old imbalance, this old fair value gap right here, that I think the market could really retest and trade back into, right? And so that is the level that I'm going to be watching out for and keeping my eye on. Again, obviously with the high of this old structure kind of lining up with the consequent encroachment of that. So ideally, that's what I want to see the market do for this week is find a reason to go lower and trade back into this range and then take things higher. If we invert this old gap here, then we could see, really, really bearish price action from here on out. So that's what I'll be looking for again going into this week is how we treat this gap. Or do we even retest it, right? Or how bullish are we, right? And I think this is going to really let us know. Towards Friday's end, I mean, I think it's really telling that we didn't really take out any of the low of the week where we opened up. Monday was here. Yeah, so we just barely went below the low of the week, right? But I think it's really telling that the market reversed off of this and started to find some level of support here, right? So I think it's going to be really interesting to see. And if it was me and I was trying to mess the market up, I think what I would do is run this low here. And they potentially find a reason to, take prices below this level. And the reason for that is if you look closely here, you can see this relative equal highs sitting there that haven't been touched. So if it was me, I probably would run these lows, find a reason to come back down into this old fair value gap here, and then take things higher. Kind of psych people out with this what looks to be almost like, if you're a traditional retail trader, you might see this as a head and shoulders pattern, right? So you're looking for opportunities to really take this thing short. So it could play out like that. And I mean, there is a huge weekly fair value gap that's sitting here that we could run to. But I could definitely see the market running these lows and then going higher. So I'm going to take a step back and just kind of wait to see what's going on. There's not really a clear trend here. I definitely see short-term bearishness, right? At least to pull back to here or this level here. But once we're there, I mean, we're very much still in the middle of a huge uptrend. So got to be careful. So with that being said, I'm going to wait for something that gives me a really good confirmation on bullishness. And I think it's going to be probably trading in this gap here. So I might be bearish until that gets there, but might not take a trade on that. It has to be a really, really clean counter trend setup for me to want to take it on the, on the smaller time frames against the overall daily and weekly bias. So that's euro. Let's go to pound. Maybe pound's a little bit clearer, and I think pound is a lot clearer. So let's go to GBP USD. So GBP is really fun right now because we have these relative equal highs right sitting here. And I made this note that the market is probably going to want to get back to these. We'll take a pause real quick and go to the comment section. Hopefully I'm sharing my screen. All right, cool. We are. So again, if you already haven't liked this, like this video, it helps to boost it in the algorithm. Like it, subscribe to it, all that's good stuff. So yeah, anyway, so let's go back to GBP/USD. So we ended the week off with these really monthly, daily, and weekly relative equal highs. And so I saw the market really trade away from this, fail to break above this. And this kind of lets me know that the market's going to get back up there. So GBP actually is a stronger buy signal to me, I guess, than Euro is at the moment, just because there's something here I can frame out for why we want to go back up there, right? There's a target in place. And then really the other things that I was outlining and laying out is the market really inverting this initial fair value gap here, right, by trading through it, but then closing above it and then really failing to close below it again. So the market's starting to find a level of support where it basically is, could potentially run up. Now, again, same idea here. I could see us running these lows, taking out these lows and then going higher. But it's not too clear right now, right? We are just shy of taking out a major level here. But there's definitely been room where we could potentially run to the downside. So I don't really have too much of a bias yet. You can see this market is really trying to consolidate and kind of trap volume. Let me just get rid of this so I can show you guys. Anytime you see the market starting to condense and almost start to form like a wedge pattern like this, you can see that the market is, potentially looking to run out. So really at this point, it's just really a lot of consolidation. It's not really the best trading setups right now, but I think long term, this is a very good sign the market's going to continue to run up by having these highs there. So I'm going to be looking for that. But as of right now, again, there's nothing there, no bullishness, no structure, anything like that. So let's go to the same thing on these levels here. Odd. We wanted to see the market really come out and potentially retrace a little bit and then take things higher, but we've really been struggling to get over this high. This could be a long-term rejection, or it could just be the market really just fumbling around it, an old key level. Let's go to look at NASDAQ. And so NASDAQ, this is one that I hadn't been too sure on. So last week I said I wanted to see the market potentially, if we clear some of this out, just redo it. Last week, I wanted to see the market potentially trade back up into this area here and then find reasons to reject. If we go to the daily time frame, I don't think the bearishness is over, but this zone right here is just it's not clear. So in times like this, I'm really looking at the smaller time frames, drawing liquidity, and this is more of a plays that you kind of have to take intraday, right? And so you're looking for opportunities to really find based on your drawing liquidity, based on rejection levels. And right now, there's not too much on NASDAQ that I'm like very, very sure about from a long-term perspective. So I'm really kind of taking things day by day on this, really identifying daily levels and seeing if there's opportunities there. And right now, like, again, I've said this to my students a million times that I'm just not a huge fan of all the price action, the manipulation that's going on in the indices right now. So I'm just kind of leaving that alone. Let's go to ES. I think it's going to be the same thing across all these indices. That there's just not a ton of really good price action to really get a long-term view of what's going on right now. Again, we did break structure here, but I did want to see the market potentially trade back into this to reject. So there's not really a good long-term play at all right now. Based on liquidity, us running this old high, I would potentially want to see how we treat this this volume imbalance here, this fair value gap. And if we invert this, then I'll be looking at this high. That's about the only thing that I can really call on any of these indices. So if we invert this gap here, maybe I'll be looking here, a consequent encroachment of this wick. But there's just not a ton of like there. It's in a really weird space right now where it's hard to get a really good read on the trend. And so when you have this, especially if you only trade one asset class, your kind of like knee jerk reaction is to just trade something because you want to trade it. And again, for my students, you guys can see that it's at equilibrium. So we know that this is kind of like the hands off. Um, but yeah, there's just nothing here that you want to see and kind of really take action on. Um, let's go to YM, probably the same thing. Uh, yeah, I mean, pretty much the same thing. I mean, I would assume that the market is going to really recover from this and keep going higher because that's what these investment vehicles do. But yeah, there's nothing here that I like really would want to participate in. I think the only difference here on YM is that we have these highs built up. Oops. That we haven't ran on the daily. So maybe I could frame this out as a draw on liquidity here. So I'd say you kind of have to work within the price action that you're given, which is, and this is, it's always easy when the structure is clear, but it's a lot harder when the markets uh, are very choppy. So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say if we invert this fair value gap here, then I want to see the market run up and take these highs. But that's about the only thing I can see. So I'll be watching, I guess, next week on all three of these. This is US30 YM. If we reject from this, then I'll be looking to come back down into this area here. But really, we're just kind of in a range, kind of waiting for a breakout. So it's really just us trying to figure out where we're at in the market. But I see a couple levels here that I think we could potentially run. So my eyes are drawn to these three levels here: 40,323, 40,000 or 39,679, and then up here at 41,232. So I really want to see what the market does with all three of these. Yeah, I could definitely see the market running up and taking this. Based on 4 hour structure, we're starting to, these highs are just very clean and very intact. So I wouldn't be surprised if we decided to run these, but we'll see. Yeah, so basically, out of all of these, indices are very unclear right now. If you look at the, yeah, that's what I was saying, Tony. What Tony said, YM looks cleaner. YM looks very clean in comparison to the other two. So again, this is why we do these calls, right? So it's obviously to show you guys, document, my ability to analyze the markets week in and week out, but then also really try to find the asset class that's going to be the best to trade for this next upcoming week. YM definitely looks cleaner. So if you're trading US30 or Dow Jones, this might be the one. I don't really typically trade this one, but this might be the market that I'm looking to trade next week. Um, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, it's the same thing on the Forex version and yeah. So YM is looking like the market that I might try and trade. We'll see how it goes. US30, same thing. Yeah, this is just in a consolidation. So Euro, same thing. Pound. So basically, we're just in a standstill in the market, and there's going to be times where you're going to want to push the button, and there's times where you're going to want to sit back and wait. This is definitely one of those times where we're going to want to sit back and wait and see what the market has to say. So, um, let's see. Let's look at gold real quick. Good old gold. I like gold. So Let's see. So I said on gold that I wanted to see the market obviously go higher. I mean, this is the bias, right? That we're in a very uncertain times. The market is forming, is going to continue forming higher highs in gold. The level that I wanted to see the market potentially come back to was this level down here, or I said that this level right here. And I was looking at the weekly time frame for that secondary level, that bottom level. And I said, hey, I want to see the market, see if it can come back and retest this daily gap or this fair value gap. I'm sorry, this daily order block level, but it didn't do that. And so what I was thinking is the market could potentially run to this level here, but we're finding a level of kind of support in this fair value gap right here. Retesting the consequent encroachment. So ideally, I want to see the market potentially rise higher. I will feel a lot more comfortable about gold once we take out this high, though. Take out this 4-hour high and close above it. I think this is actually a really good setup for next week too. So that's what I'll be thinking. I'll be looking at for this week. So I want to see the market really run to 33,390, and then potentially take out this high right here, right? So that's what I'll be looking for. But I need to see a break over this level. So I'm just gonna write buys over this level. Need to see structure to really transition back into an uptrend before it's really, really wants to go here. But right now we're just consolidating. So that's not what I need to see. I need to see a break and a close above this, and I'm really looking to take things to that high. And I'll be looking for buy opportunities. That's gold, and then yeah, I think that's everything, guys. So just to update you guys, I started the 10K challenge last week. I'm actually a few $100s down on the week, and so it's not really it's something that I'm trying to obviously prolong and show you guys over the course of the year, where I basically take a 10K count and see what I can do with it and grow it. Last time I did this, turned 10,000 into 40,000 in like 4 months. That is not, it might not be as clean as that. This time I'm doing it on a Forex broker. Actually, I had some issues with my Forex broker, Oanda. That is the one that I use. It's a regulated broker, and I wanted to use a regulated broker to kind of show you guys the make everything legit and kind of regulated and documented in a way that everybody can see. But I had some issues last week with Oanda in terms of like them executing my trades, me getting like a lot, like it wasn't executing like pretty quickly as much as I wanted to see. So I'm dealing with that. I mean, worst case scenario, I'll take the same amount of money and I'll throw it into a futures broker again and do the same thing. But yeah, I'll probably give it one more week. But I was basically just dealing with like slow execution times, and it wouldn't let me move my stop losses and things to the area that I wanted to see it. So it was really, it was kind of a little frustrating last week. In addition to obviously not being a crazy great week trading. So I'll give it like another week or two with that broker, but then I might just change the challenge and just kind of make it, a futures thing again. We'll see. But either way, I want you guys to kind of see what it actually looks like to be a consistent trader over periods of time. Then with the ups, the downs, you're going to see me win trades, lose trades. Obviously, I'm down on the week, right? So that's what it really looks like, and not just these people that are making thousands of dollars in an hour, right? Because I guarantee you, they're probably gambling their accounts, and that $1,000 is probably, or that $10,000, $20,000, or whatever they're flipping their accounts to, is probably losing a lot behind the scenes. Oops, my phone. They're probably blowing a lot of money behind the scenes and not just telling y'all. So, I'm not gambling. I'm here. I'm actually growing this, and it's a process, right? And so you're gonna see, over the next few weeks, a few months, me struggle, me win, me lose, me, deal with all my psychology issues that I got to deal with too as well. So it's going to be a fun challenge, and I think I'll probably set it for the end of the year. just to kind of see where we can take and grow things. And again, I might take and transition between different brokers, different markets, just to show you guys what's possible. So hopefully you guys are enjoying that. And if you want to stay locked in with what I'm doing there, you should definitely be a part of the free Discord channel, because I'll update that chat every week with new updates. And if you want to be a part of that, I'll drop a link in the subscription or in the comment section here. Boom. Again, it's free. It doesn't cost you anything. But you can stay locked in with all of that, in addition to, the chat with basically all of my students in my community, where I talk about, updated trade analysis. A lot of times things change throughout the week. And if that changes, then, I make an update in there, right? Because obviously we're looking at the markets when the markets are closed, but anything can happen when the market's opened up. Somebody can tweet, and the market goes down or up 20,000 points. So based on what we're looking at now is obviously the analysis that we have. That's all we can run off of. But as things change, if things change, then you can see me basically kind of call audibles in real time on the chat. So definitely join that if you're not already a part of that. And it's free. And then also there's the actual mentorship group too, that I have my students in, that I work with, hand in hand. And with that, we go live to get access to my course and things like that. So hopefully that's some value in there for you guys. But again, when I was first coming along, man, like I wish I had, mentorship like this. So even if it was just in a free sense where I could see people call out things like this on a weekly basis. So hopefully in general, y'all get a whole lot of value out of what I do on a weekly basis. And hopefully, I've been able to help you guys as traders. So, yeah, so take a look at that. And then I guess I got time for some questions. So it's a little bit early today. So if you guys have any questions at all about, just chart markups or things that you want me to do, or just general trading advice, things that you're struggling with, let me know and we can talk about it. Oh yeah, and also please like the video. Like the video if you're not subscribed to either Trading Nuts podcast or He Brings Trades. Like. Please, we could always use the extra boost in the algorithm to get more people watching this, more people getting actual trading content out there, right? Not this, fluff stuff that you see on the influencer side of things. So, yeah, but it looks like nobody has any questions. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and end the call. But again, if you want to subscribe and stay locked in with me on all social media, please check me out at that Telegram link. I'm sorry, the Whoop link that I dropped in the chat, which is linked to my free Discord. And then lock in with me on all social media at Brings Trades. So hopefully you guys find some value in that. And yeah, catch y'all next week. Peace.
Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Black Bull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Black Bull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Black Bull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Hey, start trading Forex indices and commodities with up to 800k of Blue Guardian's capital risk-free. Just pay a small one-time fee to take the challenge, hit a profit target and get funded. Then keep up to 90% of your profits and enjoy fast weekly payouts. Now for futures traders, Blue Guardian Futures offers up to 450k in funding with 100% profit on your first 15k. With low targets, no activation fees and unlimited resets, it's one of the best deals in the industry. Visit blueguardian.com or blueguardianfutures.com to start trading today and grab their limited time discount code.